The honourable member for Calgary Glenmore.
I rise today to speak for the first time on the amendment of Bill 2, the Alberta Pension Protection Act. And first off, I'd like to acknowledge the wonderful constituents for Calgary Glenmore. I actually have been talking to many of them, Madam Speaker. I've been seeing them in events as well as in my canvassing time. They also have been emailing me. And let me tell you, Calgary Glenmore pays attention. They have many opinions about this pension adventure that the UCP is taking us all on. Specifically, I heard from Margaret Widdowson, who has been exchanging with the Minister of Finance for over a month now, actually. That's between October 24th and November 23rd. And she emailed the minister who sent her the website and sent her the talking points from the report, the alleged reports. And Barbara is actually a retired lawyer and a recipient of the Canada Pension Plan benefits. And she, for the record, strongly opposes the Alberta Pension Plan, and I would like to read some of her notes here to the Minister of Finance. Quote, "While I appreciate the reply, it is disingenuous. The engagement you refer to is at best a marketing campaign. You also continue to use could and not would. I could find a live unicorn, but I doubt that I would. I practiced law for over 45 years. And know that experts certainly disagree on valuations, sometimes significantly. Changing one number can significantly affect the estimated ultimate payout. Perhaps more significantly, I do not trust the UCP to manage my money, given what had already proved to be a dismal track record. To reiterate, I adamantly oppose any change to my pension." And that's Barbara Widdowson, KC. I also heard from Derek Jasmine, and Derek actually emailed the Alberta Pension Plan panel, led by Mr. Jim Dinning. And he starts his email by saying, "I have read several commentators write you that you should resign from the panel before you embarrass yourself. Too late. I have listened to 3 of the telephone listening information gathering sessions, and it's clear that you have no intention to listening to anyone. I have heard you and your fellow panelists ridicule, debate, and dismiss Albertans' thoughts and questions on this ridiculous proposal. All you and your fellow panelists are trying to sell us on the benefits, dismissing any concerns." For the record, I'm not in favor of exploring this idea at all. We have a perfectly functioning pension plan in Canada. I do not believe for 1 nanosecond that Alberta could do a better job of managing my pension contributions. In fact, since the time when you were the finance minister, our conservative governments have done nothing but make poor decisions and waste literally hundreds of millions and even billions of dollars. Derek Jasmine is very opposed to the Alberta Pension Plan. And, Madam Speaker, our constituents are worried and concerned, and I want to add my voice that my biggest worry is that this pension adventure is another example of the UCP changing the rules on investors and businesses without proper consultations. It's actually similar to what's happening in the renewable sector. We have a moratorium in which the government changed the rules and slammed the business community with one big red tape without consultations and without a warning. Exiting the CPP is more red tape to everyone. Companies need to figure out what does this mean to them, and people need to figure out if they need to file taxes twice, because yes, we all love doing our taxes twice. This is a political theatrics, and these theatrics are sending waves of uncertainty to global investors and adding more red tape. And I thought imposing the red tape, like the moratorium on renewables, was the biggest red tape. but my goodness, we have now the nationalization of our electricity system, and jeopardizing our free market breaks the record, as well as, of course, creating a second pension plan, which is the Alberta Pension Plan. I worry, Madam Speaker, about the message that the government delivers to the investor community. I worry about the image that Alberta has at the global stage, angry, unable to work with others, fighting city mayors, fighting with the feds, fighting with everyone under the sun. My second worry is actually the investment strategy for this Alberta pension plan. The basics of investing is ensuring lower management fees. The leader of the opposition and the member from Edmonton, Strathcona, has already explained the risks. Scale allows a larger fund to lower costs, which translates into better performance for the fund. That's why staying within the CPP is a good idea. Now, I want to really talk quickly on the public money spent here. I would like to highlight some of the waste of time on public money spent on this pension adventure. For starters, we have the $7 million spent on the campaign trying to convince Albertans that an Alberta pension plan is a good idea. And I want to remind us here that the government's job and our job as elected officials is to represent Albertans and their worries and best interests. And we're spending all this legislative time here that could be better spent on other Albertans' priorities. I did simple math, like really basic arithmetic here. It's not abstract algebra. But please indulge me, the base salary of an MLA is $121,000. I'm using the base salary, not the ministerial salaries here. There are 87 MLAs. Let's say we have spent at least 30 hours since session started debating the bill, preparing our debates, asking questions at QP. Let's figure out the MLA hourly rate here. $120,000 divided by 2,080 hours, that's $58.17. That's the hourly rate of an MLA. 87 MLAs by $58.17, that's $5,061.06, the hourly rate of 87 MLAs in this House. Now, for simplicity, let's say we spent 30 hours debating this APP. Let's multiply. That's $151,831 of taxpayer money spent in 13 days only, debating a very unpopular bill. The taxpayer money that pays us to have this useless debate on a very unpopular bill that has nothing to do with the daily priorities of Albertans. I kind of miss fiscal conservatives, actually. Madam Speaker, we're here to legislate and debate Albertan priorities, not an ideological adventure against the federal government. We're here to represent the best interests of Albertans, which is staying within CPP. I'm wrapping up tomorrow. Thank you. So I have been door knocking a lot, Madam Speaker, and I've heard a lot from my constituents in Calgary Glenmore. They're puzzled by this adventure. We have a plan that works. We have a plan that is working and people are receiving their benefits. They're very confused on why we're spending all this time debating and trying to create more red tape and more confusion in a system that works. And again, I want to remind everybody, we're here to represent Albertans' interests, Albertan concerns, and debate in good faith what is really important to our constituents, to Albertans, and my colleagues here have introduced this amendment today, and I ask you all to support it to continue this representation of Albertans. And with that, I'd like to adjourn debate.
We heard the motion to adjourn debate. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed, please say no. So carried.